TD Racing presents the rookies, 10 to 13 years of age. For TD Racing, engine rebuilds, carby setups, all things leopard and data acquisition. And Craig Denton's principal at TD Racing, and a great guy to do business with. I have to give a personal endorsement. And his young son's out there in the 19 Go Kart with the fluoro helmet, starting out at P4 for this one. He's been third all day. Okay, great battle this weekend between Tyler Morrison in the 12 kart and the 95 of Reece Woolley. And let's see if that battle can continue. Ready, set, green light. They're off and racing. And the big news is Tyler Morrison leads them in. Jaden Job got the start that he was looking for, and Reece Woolley is just down into third place. The other young guy we're going to keep on is the 98 of Dylan Howe, and just see how he processes through the weekend. He was the fastest qualifier, but just hasn't had quite the race pace that he demonstrated earlier on. Josh Denton has ducked his head there in the 19 just to close up that gap on the back of Reece Woolley in the 95. Okay, round they come. Tyler Morrison in the 12 for custom karts. The 81 kart is Jaden Job, who comes down from Mildura and is having a ripper weekend here as he comes through. So Job right in the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps out of the draft and has a look. No, he doesn't. So Tyler Morrison leads from Jaden Job, from Reece Woolley, from Josh Denton, and then Dylan Howe. Just off the back of the freight train, Dylan is, as they come off the Wakefield turn and head down through the Liberty S's. And Jaden Job, you can see Tyler Morrison's got his hand in the air and saying, come on, let's go, go, go. Stop hanging on the back of me. Jaden Job was so tempted to have a look under brakes there. You could see he went and he didn't, and then he didn't. So we just thought he might have had a look. Tyler obviously wants to put a gap between Reece Woolley in the 95 and the rest of the field, which we see happen so often on the outlap. But Tyler Morrison has to lead all the way. Jaden Job right on his tail in the 81. Reece Woolley, Dylan Howe has a look on the outside of Josh Denton, and Josh Denton just hasn't quite got the go-kart to go with the race leaders now. You can see the go-kart really pushed wide as he went across the apex of the corner. So just wait for the 19 kart to come on song. Its switch hasn't been turned on, and that's why the gap's there. Oh, he had a massive moment. That was spectacular, Josh Denton. You were 4 wheels off the ground there as you bounced across the curb. So he needs just to settle and drive. Oh, massive moment there. Andrew Gamo misjudged his braking area and got Josh Denton right in the back. Dents, love your work. Just went back side by side with Andrew Gamo and has taken the corner back. They've all been listening to me today. If you get past on one corner, get them back on the next. And then Gamo has a look in the draft, but there's nothing wrong with Josh Denton in the straight line. Okay, all the excitement was down the pack, but we'll move back to the front of the pack where Reece Woolley's starting to get better and better. We spoke in the pre-final about the difference between Reece Woolley's go-kart and that of Tyler Morrison's. Well, guess what? We've got one guy in between, and that's Jaden Job, who comes down from Mildura. And he is now the race leader on to Tyler Morrison. So Job leads him through in the 81. So the McGale Australia entry is tied up with the Formula 4 team for McGale, which is a French manufacturer of Formula Fords, and they have got a connection. So that's wonderful to see Jaden Job continue his run. It's an early run for the lad from Mildura, and we just hope that he can pick up the win. But Tyler Morrison has been in superb form all season as the leading rookie driver here in Adelaide for quite some time. He has now got a real challenge in front of him, and Morrison really closes the gap up under brakes right onto the back of the 81. So the 12 go-kart is being pushed along nicely. Reece Woolley is starting to maintain the gap nicely, but he hasn't got the drive off the corner that the 2 go-karts in front of him have got. So here we go, Jaden Job in the 81, Tyler Morrison in the 12, and they're starting to pull away from Reece Woolley, but Dylan Howe has managed to separate himself and get himself back into 4th place, and Andrew Gamo is having a ripper run. He's up into 5th, and Josh Denton's just gone down the inside of Gamo as I speak. So young Dents is having a beautiful run. One of the youngsters is out on the apex, on the exit apex of the S's. I didn't see what happened there. He may have hit a curb and popped a chain off, which is one of the things that can happen in kart racing. So here we go, Jaden Job in the 81, Tyler Morrison in the 12. Oh boy, 9 laps, not quite down to half race distance. And Job goes through from Morrison. And Morrison's right there in the draft, as they say. When the nose cone's touching the number plate, It's around about 5 1,000ths of a second lap times between the guys. So that gives you an idea just how close these youngsters are driving. This age group is from 10 to 13 years of age and is the development class for go-kart racing. It's where the racing gets a little bit more serious with the guys. They use the J Yamaha engine, a restrictor in the exhaust, which keeps the horsepower and the top end power down. And you notice that you use the same tyres front and rear, which gives the great emphasis back on the drivers. It gives the kart a very, very fast turning speed and a very, very quick go-kart overall. So they actually produce some very good lap times. And spectacular driving here from Jaden Job, who's just waving. You can see he's pointing to Tyler Morrison. What he's saying to Tyler, come on, let's keep the race pace up. We don't want Chase Woolley to come and get in our party and ruin our party. So here we go. Down through the S as they come. And Jaden Job with Tyler Morrison. Tyler just looks a little bit better under brakes as they come into this corner, into the Fencecraft corner, and he's just climbing all the way over the back of Jaden Job. One of the things they'll do is they'll monitor the gap between Reece Woolley and themselves, and if it gets too close, I reckon Tyler Morrison will go past. Morrison's buying time, right? But I'll tell you something that's interesting to create a bit of drama in this race. Tyler is pumping out a heap of smoke out the back of the go-kart. I reckon he might have overjetted it and has got a little bit too much fuel on board. So we'll wait and see. But there was a lot of smoke coming out the back of Tyler's go-kart as he went down the straight. So he may have overjetted it, or it may be that he's just braking a little bit earlier. So a little bit of drama starting to unfurl, and whether Tyler can maintain the pace that Joby's got in front of him, we'll wait and see. So Jaden Job in the 81, brings it around the Dublin sweeper. Tyler Morrison. The straight line run will tell us if Tyler's jetting's right. Yeah, he can close the gap at will, but see, he's smoking all the way down the straight. He's slightly rich. Tyler is running slightly rich. So we'll wait and see how it unfurls, whether he runs out of fuel, runs out of go-kart, or whether it works for him. So 6 laps remain. This is a very important part of the final here for the rookies for TD Racing. And Jaden Job, who's had the lead for the last 10 laps, has managed to control the race. Tyler Morrison just a little bit more smoky out of the pipe than he has been all race long. So we'll wait and see how it unfurls. They're certainly the 2 race leaders are just pulling away from Reece Woolley. They've just got a little bit more pace than Woolley. Dylan Howell's doing it on his own. And what a battle down in the pack between the 19 and 7 of Josh Denton and Andrew Gamo. They have had a ripper all race long, these 2 youngsters. So they've been enjoying their motorsport. Okay, Liberty S's is the place to be. And the race leader continues to be Jaden Job. Tyler Morrison, I kid you not, I was pretty certain he was going to have a look under brakes. He leant forward, he leant back, and he went, I'm not going to do it this time. So 5 on the blackboard. He's very well coached. His father's a 2-time national champion on bitumen and 2-time national champion on dirt. So Tyler's got some good coaching. But Joby is very nervous of him being there. He's pointing to him and saying, come on, let's go, let's go. But at the end of the day, Job's got to control the race. He's the race leader. And Tyler Morrison is the attacker at this stage. So it's a fascinating battle between these youngsters, and it's just a credit to the sport that we can create such a high level of drama, particularly up the front end of the thing. Here comes Tyler Morrison under brakes. You just know where he's going to do the pass. So here we go. Job a little bit slow off the corner. Tyler, as a result, just had a little bit of contact with the back of Joby as they come off the corner. So Joby was just a little bit slow into the corner and coming off. Couldn't get back the throttle quick enough, and Tyler Morrison just picked him up. The good news was that Tyler could maintain his position. Job's just pointing up the track again. He really needs just to focus straight ahead and let the kart do the work. So here we go, top end of the circuit. Tyler Morrison's just given the fuel a little bit of a twig. You can see him put his hand down on the side of the carburetor as he went off the way into the Wakefield turn. So Tyler's just giving it a jet on the run. So here we go. Tyler leans forward just to get a little bit more of it off as they go in under brakes. So Jaden Job in the 81, 3 on the back blackboard. Have to find his mum Barbara. She would be eating her nails by now as he goes through. So Jaden Job onto the straight. Tyler Morrison. What do you reckon, guys? Straight past? No, he's waiting a lap. So he's going to wait to the last lap. So it's going to be a last lap drama. 2 on the blackboard, and the last lap board will turn it on. I'm tipping Tyler's going to have a look under brakes over at the Fencecraft sign this time round. Here we come, Jaden Job, Tyler Morrison. He's got to show his card sooner or later, and I reckon it'll be now. Oh, it's a little bit of contact there as they went under brakes, but nothing to upset Jaden. And Jaden Job actually got great drive out the corner. Okay, whoever looks loses from now on. They're my famous words in my commentary, but who looks loses? Here we go, Jaden Job onto the straight. This is a fantastic motorsport. Been a fantastic dice between two young drivers. Job goes to the inside, Morrison goes to the outside. Job squeezes the brake pedal. He brought it back in the track perfectly. This is a fantastic dice to the end. There's a lot of guys jumping up and down. Job covers going to the top end of the circuit. If you cover going to the top, you become very vulnerable as you go to brakes down here at the Fencecraft sign. Tyler Morrison all over the back of Jaden Job. Job's controlling the corner. Tyler Morrison comes at him. Job's held the kart perfectly. It's off the corner. It's down the inside. Morrison switches back, but Job holds it down nice and low. Here we go, side by side momentarily. Jaden Job looked. He's looked. So whoever loses. Can Tyler Morrison get a slingshot onto the straight? He's just got into the back of Job, but it's not going to happen. Great drive, Jaden Job. Tyler Morrison, we just love your work. That's beautiful driving. Well done to Reese Woolley, who went through, and Dylan Howe in the 98. And Josh Detton just got the bit of Andrew Gamo. And Jordan Murphy goes through in the 91. The 8 of Joshua Nunn goes through with the 16 all the way from Northern Territory. Bryce forward. Fantastic drive, Bryce. And I just got to give a special mention to Jessica Griffins. What a great day Jessica's had out. And our last two drivers who will be coming through, the 28 of Reese